Thanks for staying with us. Meteorologist Elise Dolinar joins us now. We got pretty lucky over the weekend. The humidity didn't seem as bad. There were
not too oppressive.
Yeah, the storms stayed at bay. Is that the right word?
Sure, we'll use that. We really lucked out this weekend. Didn't see too much activity until last night, and then Mother Nature's like, all right, fun's over. It sent a lot of activity our way through the morning and the afternoon. I mean, we saw rounds of showers and storms starting as early as 4 o'clock in the morning. So we were talking about, we've seen lightning and gusty winds and damage from that, as well as some flooding. And I do have some viewer photos. These were sent in from the City of McKee Volunteer Fire and Rescue in Jackson County. You can see some water over the roadways in both of these pictures. And we were also talking a little bit earlier. In this photo, you can see cars driving through the water. Now, it looks to be relatively shallow here, but the main message is don't drive through water on the roadways, especially if it's standing water from storms, because you don't know how deep the water will be. And it is possible that the water could have washed out the roads. Thankfully, in this situation, it did not. But in addition to the flooding issues, we had some gusty winds that did cause some damage around the viewing area. And you can see a lot more of that activity staying focused in southern and eastern portions of the viewing area. So let's read a few of those for you. Again, a lot of the wind reports were mainly of trees down that caused some damage. Some were just down on the roadways. Others did fall onto some cars and some homes. But here in Davis County, you can see a tree was blown down onto Highway 190. In Clio, a tree was down on Highway 204 near Canada Town. Now, outside of the viewing area, I do want to get out of the way just to show you right here, there's a tornado report. The National Weather Service did confirm an EF1 tornado with wind speeds between about 95 to 100 miles per hour just to the west of Beaver Dam. That was in Ohio County, outside of the viewing area. Here in the viewing area, we just mainly saw some wind damage as well as the flooding issues. But as we're talking about, we saw a lot of lightning as well, and you can see that here on the satellite and radar loop, all of that activity pushing through the viewing area. So we saw some severe storms moving through. Those mainly were focused down in southern and eastern Kentucky, where we saw some of those storm reports. But things have certainly calmed down, and we're not looking at too much activity on your Fort Bend sky view of downtown Lexington. Holding on mostly cloudy skies, temperatures at 74 degrees, but it's still sticky. The dew point is still at 70 degrees. Here's a look at the almanac. We saw a high of 78 degrees. Below the average, where we should be for this time of year, is 85 degrees. We'll see temperatures closer to the average as we head into your Tuesday. And they're going to keep warming up over the next several days. The heat will be the main story after showers and storms. Tonight, though, we'll see temperatures staying mild, about 68 degrees, just some isolated activity. As you start your Tuesday, you can see, again, temperatures starting out in the upper 60s, mild and muggy, mostly cloudy. We will see some spotty activity, probably a little bit closer to 9 o'clock, 72 degrees for your temperature. Will be about 76 degrees around noon, and that's when we are going to start to see a little bit more activity working its way in as we head through the afternoon. So again, maybe some spotty isolated activity as we head through the morning. You can see not too much going on, but by 2 o'clock, more of that activity starting to become more widespread around the viewing area. But also, take a look off to our west. We have a line of some showers and storms that will be developing, and that's going to continue to push into the viewing area. I do expect that to reach us about 4 o'clock. Now, we could see some heavier rain with this, as well as some gustier winds, and some of those storms could be a little bit on the stronger side. Now, this line will continue to push into through the viewing area, and you can see by 7:15 moving into eastern Kentucky, but we could still see some stronger, maybe even some isolated storms. Now, we'll look at that window for storms between about 4 to 9 o'clock. I think by 9 o'clock tomorrow, a lot of that activity leaves the viewing area. We should generally see some calmer conditions, but it is possible a broken line of some isolated showers and storms might try to build in by Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So here's a look at the 7-day forecast. Again, as I mentioned, tomorrow, Wednesday, the story will be the showers and thunderstorms. They will continue. But take a look Thursday and beyond into the weekend. Temperatures making their way into the lower 90s. Your feels-like temperatures, because the dew points are still so high, could reach 100 degrees, especially as we head into the weekend. So again, rain and storms, now the story. Then we're turning up the heat. Definitely some great pool weather. I think that's probably all you really could do with 90 degrees. Maybe a slip and slide.
Yeah.
I like it, Elise.
All right. We'll push for that.
Elise, thank you very much.